have good results. When you explain the technique and you show before and after, even if the doctors are not with me, they could understand in the same specialty, they could understand that the result is very amazing.
Awesome. And that is the reason why you sought my services. You were after my services in the first place, right? Because you wanted to
Yes.
see how you can improve your presentation skills in these conferences and in these seminars.
Yeah.
So when you first started working, the reason why you first approached me, what was your main problem? What was your main challenge at the time in terms of communication or in terms of English language? What was the main problem, you would say, or the main challenge that you faced?
My language is bad, I think, because I work in France, and we know that French people are very bad in language, and my English, I lost my English because I don't practice enough, because I am too busy and I haven't time enough to. I've been approached by lots of company as you, but the difference between you and the other one is that you help me in terms of medical presentation of I could find a lot of company to help me to express myself in English, but they could not approach my way in a medical way, and they could not understand what's my how to improve my presentation, because they haven't any approach of a medical presentation. I think it's the big difference. Big
Yes.
difference too. I could talk with everyone in English. I could talk with my daughter. She talked very well in English, but I could not explain. I will bother her because medical experience she hasn't, and I cannot explain things in my experience, in my professional experience, because she doesn't care about it, and anyone. So this is the big difference with you and the other one. You have I think you have an experience, and you touch you try to, no, it's not try, you how to say, you give me also, not for English language, you try to improve me in empathy. You try to improve me in relationship I could have with my patient, with my colleagues, and it's something I could not imagine before we had this relationship together.
Yes. So, I mean, so what you're saying is, because I had that background in healthcare and the medical side, I was able to integrate that very well. Even though I'm not a healthcare professional myself, I'm not a doctor or anything
Yes,
myself, but because I have
yes,
an understanding of the industry and the challenges within
yes,
communication in that industry, I think
yes,
I was able to customize the teaching and the coaching for you based on your needs. And yes,
yes.
even though you approached me initially in the days just to improve your English, I feel that we got a lot more out of it. And the more I think we worked together, your goals evolved, and what you wanted to move forward, and what the things that you wanted to do in terms of improving your presentation was much more holistic. It was much more, we talked about other things, other aspects of communication, like you mentioned, building relationships,
Yeah,
empathy,
yeah,
active
yeah.
listening, all those type of things.
Yes, yes. It's not only English language. It's more.
Yes, it was a whole package. So, how did you feel when you first initially started working with me as a client?
The first,
Or even
first I was
before our first session, how did you feel?
with my colleague when I express myself. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the same as the next month. No, I don't. It's not the same. I can. I know. I make mistakes in
Mm-hmm.
grammar. I know, but I'm not looking for words as the first time, and
Yes.
no, I feel more comfortable, Shweta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So initially, when you first came to me, would you say that you were unsure, you were quite nervous, you
Yeah,
were quite.
no, no, sure, because I have to concentrate on what I want to express myself, explain
Mm-hmm.
you, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for my words. So, um, I'm not saying I'm fluent. I'm fluent. I'm not fluent. I need
Mm-hmm.
more experience in English language, more words, more work. But I'm not. Comment on dit en anglais? I'm not thinking about what I have to say.
Yes.
It was very hard to me to. I have. I was last year for
Mm-hmm.
example last year I had a lot of training with Badr Hayat is from Germany, and
Mm-hmm.
I can talk with him only in English, and sometimes I have to repeat him some sentence because I don't understand, and he feels that I am very to talk with him is it's not easy. I followed him in a lot of congress, and I wasn't very comfortable. Now I think it's not the same situation for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no, I don't think it's not the same. Just how many time we spent together?
We had
More,
about 8 sessions together.
but in term of time, how long? It was 1 month or more,
Yeah,
more
a month and a half. Yeah, that's how long we worked
six
together for.
weeks,
Yes.
like this. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, I mean, what approach? What did you see? The way in which I coached you. What steps did I take in order to make you, uh, you know, to help you progress, in order to make you more confident and express yourself better?
You put me in a real situation with patient.
Mm-hmm.
You take the place of a patient, and you place me in a real situation with bad patient.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think it's a good experience for me because it could be the real situation I could have with a patient in Emirates or anywhere else situation.
Mm-hmm. Yes. More practical
Concrete,
situation.
it's
Yes.
a concrete situation. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Awesome. And yes, I mean, I try to really do it in terms of putting you in that scenario that you experience every day as a healthcare professional when you're working with patients, rather than giving you fictitious, abstract, hypothetical scenarios which may or may not happen to you. And I think also the fact that we were able to do it in scenarios. We were able to use scenarios that happen all the time in different cultures. So whether you are working in France or whether you in the future because you want to move to Dubai, if you
Mm.
are working with patients who are based, the Arab-speaking patients who are in Dubai, both you were exposed to both scenarios, patient scenarios that way, and that I think gave you quite a comprehensive and a solid understanding on what to expect from each culture and how what skills really play a part in both or any cultures for that matter when you have to communicate.
Yeah.
And how did you feel after working with me? And what were you able to achieve mainly? One or two things you were able to achieve, and how did you feel afterwards?
How do I feel?
Mm-hmm. So after our 8 weeks together, how did you feel? And what
As
were
I
you able
said,
to achieve?
as I said, I feel more comfortable, but now, I'm not saying it's enough. It's never
Yes.
enough. Now I have to progress. I have
Mm-hmm.
to improve my. I have to prove myself in Congress. The last to make a good job, and I have to work my notoriety.
So you're saying that you were able to express yourself more assertively in challenging situations with colleagues.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I
And
say.
mhm. And what about in terms of the quality of your presentations? So because when we worked together, you had to give a lot of presentations across, in France and in Greece and different parts. So, and in Dubai as well. So what about the quality of your presentations and the way that you presented, how confident or otherwise you felt when giving those presentations? But obviously, when we were working together, you did 2 presentations. So after the first time, um, then you went to, because I know that I helped you prepare that presentation that you gave in Dubai. So how did you feel
Yes,
about
but
delivering that presentation?
I was not so comfortable, and the in this time good experience for me, because this time there wasn't a lot of doctors, a lot of colleagues are not well known, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not stress for me, because people in the room, not so much, and
Mm-hmm.
then they haven't they no they hadn't questioned me in my presentation, because it's not their specialty.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem will when I will present with all the colleagues in the same specialty.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
it will not the same situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand that, but when we started working together, if you compare, say, early February to end of February,
No, it's not the same.
yeah. So how
Um,
so how do you feel more prepared, more confident,
yes,
and more
yes, yes,
more
yes,
expressive?
yes,
And how did that?
yes.
And how did I help in that position? How was I able to help you?
I remember in Dubai, when I come to Dubai, you saw my PowerPoint, and you change few slides,
Mm-hmm.
because my slides are ah, merde, and
Mm-hmm.
help me. I
Mm-hmm.
remember you change few sentence,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't remember what about, but I remember you
Yes, I
changed
gave
my slide.
suggestions to you on
Yes, you
what
suggest
slides to
me. Yes,
change. And we
yes,
also actually did the presentation ourselves together. So you presented it to me, and I was like, one of the audience in the presentation, and I asked you questions
yeah.
that, yeah,
Like a
yeah,
medical professor, you
yes,
changed
yeah.
my slides. I remember. Yes. So yeah. It was helpful for me. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So also
And a
obviously running
few
through the
one
practical
hour or something in the morning, or
yes.
in the night. I don't remember, but it was quite very close to my presentation.
Yeah, you were pretty nervous, I could tell, and
Yeah.
we sort
Yes.
of ran
Yes.
through that scenario together, and I
Yes.
sort of I remember I was the one who was like one of the audience, and I asked you
Mm.
questions, and it actually prepared you, and you actually ended up getting those questions from those doctors, um,
Yes. Yeah.
and you were able to answer them better, and you told me that you felt more comfortable expressing yourself and are more confident in a certain
Yes.
And how would
Presentation.
you say I need to improve as a coach? Where do you think I can do better?
You?
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. I think because I hadn't time enough to 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 present. It was very close. I think the next time it
Mm-hmm.
will be helpful for me to present you my presentation as your colleague.
Okay. All right.